Mithras was a deity whose origins can be traced back to ancient Indo-Iranian traditions, where he was revered as the god of oaths, covenants, and the sun. However, by the time his cult reached the Roman Empire in the 1st century AD, Mithras had evolved into a central figure of a secretive mystery religion, one that became highly influential within Roman society. The Roman Mithras was portrayed as a god of light, justice, and cosmic balance. The primary myth associated with Mithras was the slaying of the sacred bull, an act known as the tauroctony. In this myth, Mithras kills the bull in a cave, and from its blood, life is reborn, plants grow, and the cosmos is renewed. This act symbolized the eternal cycle of death and rebirth, a key theme in Mithraic worship. For the initiates of Mithraism, this narrative represented the cosmic battle between good and evil, light and darkness, and the soul's journey toward salvation. Mithras, as the champion of light and order, was seen as a divine guide who helped his followers navigate the trials of life and ascend toward spiritual enlightenment. Mithraism differed from many of the public and state-sponsored religious practices in ancient Rome in that it was a mystery religion. Mystery religions were characterized by secretive rites and teachings, which were revealed only to initiates. As a result, Mithraism was practiced in private, underground temples, known as Mithraea, plural for Mithraeum. These temples were often constructed to resemble caves, a direct reference to the cave where Mithras was believed to have slain the bull. The underground setting symbolized the hidden esoteric nature of the cult and the initiate's journey from darkness to light. The architecture of a typical Mithraeum was designed to evoke a cosmic space, with a central aisle flanked by benches where initiates would sit during rituals. At the far end of the temple was an altar, often adorned with a relief of Mithras performing the tauroctony, the central image of the cult. Surrounding this image, one could often find depictions of zodiac signs, celestial symbols, and scenes from Mithras's mythological journey. These sacred spaces were usually small, intimate, and designed to hold no more than 30 to 40 worshippers, emphasizing the exclusivity of the religion. The dark, enclosed nature of the Mithraeum symbolized the journey of the soul through the unknown, toward the ultimate revelation of divine truth. Each Mithraeum was a microcosm of the universe, a symbolic representation of the cosmos, where the initiates would ritually reenact the mysteries of Mithras. One of the most fascinating aspects of Mithraism was its hierarchical system of initiation, which was divided into 7 distinct grades, each symbolizing a different stage in the initiate's spiritual journey. These grades were Corax, Raven; Nymphus, Bridegroom; Miles, Soldier; Leo, Lion; Perses, Persian; Heliodromus, Sunrunner; and Pater, Father. Each level had its own symbolic meaning, rituals, and responsibilities, and progression through the grades was seen as a form of spiritual ascent. The initiate would begin at the lowest grade, Corax, which was associated with the planet Mercury, and would perform basic duties such as serving at rituals. As they advanced through the ranks, initiates would undergo increasingly complex and secretive rites. These rituals often included symbolic death and rebirth, purification through water or fire, and trials that tested the initiate's physical and psychological endurance. The higher ranks, such as Leo and Pater, were associated with leadership and spiritual knowledge. The rank of Pater, the highest grade, was linked with Saturn and represented the culmination of the initiate's journey. The Pater was a father figure within the Mithraic community, responsible for guiding the lower-ranked members and leading the sacred rituals. Each grade was also connected to astrological and cosmic themes, reflecting the Mithraic belief in the influence of celestial forces on human destiny. The 7 grades of Mithraism mirrored the soul's ascent through the 7 spheres of the cosmos, a journey that was believed to lead to ultimate union with Mithras and the divine. Mithraic rituals were steeped in symbolism, much of which revolved around the cosmic struggle between light and darkness. The most important ritual in Mithraism was the sacred meal, a communal feast that was believed to reenact the banquet shared by Mithras and the sun god's soul after the slaying of the bull. This ritual meal was seen as a moment of unity between the initiates and the divine, symbolizing the bond between Mithras and his followers. The feast was likely a form of sacred communion, where bread and wine or water were shared among the initiates, reflecting the theme of brotherhood and spiritual nourishment. The symbolism of light and darkness was also central to Mithraic rituals. During the initiation ceremonies, initiates would often be blindfolded or led into darkness, symbolizing their ignorance before receiving the mysteries of Mithras. The removal of the blindfold, or the emergence into light, represented the initiate's enlightenment and rebirth. The Mithraic temples themselves were designed to reflect the journey from darkness to light, with the central aisle leading toward the altar and the image of Mithras slaying the bull, a representation of the triumph of light over darkness. The use of fire, torches, and candles during rituals further emphasized the theme of illumination, both physical and spiritual. Mithraism was not only a mystery religion, but also a cosmic religion, deeply intertwined with astrology and the movements of celestial bodies. The worship of Mithras was closely linked to the stars, planets, and zodiac signs, and the imagery found in Mithraea often depicted these celestial elements. Mithras himself was seen as a cosmic savior, a mediator between the human and divine realms, who controlled the movement of the heavens. The slaying of the bull was interpreted as a cosmic event, with the blood of the bull giving birth to the stars and the cosmos. The 7 grades of initiation were also connected to the 7 classical planets, and the progression through these grades was seen as a journey through the celestial spheres. The Mithraic calendar was based on solar cycles, and many of the rituals were aligned with the equinoxes and solstices, reflecting the importance of the sun in Mithraic worship. Mithras was often depicted alongside the sun god's soul, and their relationship symbolized the harmony between earthly and celestial forces. The zodiac, a symbol of the cosmos, was often featured prominently in Mithraea, representing the influence of the stars on human fate, and the belief that the soul could ascend through the zodiac to reach the divine. Mithraism became especially popular among Roman soldiers who were drawn to the cult's emphasis on loyalty, brotherhood, and strength. The discipline, hierarchy, and secretive nature of Mithraism resonated with the military ethos, and Mithras was seen as a protector of soldiers, offering them guidance and courage in battle. The Mithraic virtues of courage, endurance, and loyalty were highly valued in Roman military culture, and the rituals of initiation helped to reinforce the bonds between soldiers. As the Roman legions moved across the empire, they carried Mithraism with them, establishing Mithraea in distant provinces such as Britain, Germany, and along the Danube. The cult spread rapidly throughout the Roman Empire, particularly in regions with a strong military presence. Mithraism also attracted wealthy merchants, government officials, and members of the imperial administration, further contributing to its growth and influence. By the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD, Mithraism was one of the most widespread and influential mystery religions in the Roman Empire, with Mithraea found in major cities and military outposts across Europe, North Africa, and the Near East. Despite its popularity, Mithraism began to decline in the 4th century AD as Christianity rose to prominence. The two religions had some similarities, such as the emphasis on a savior figure, the concept of spiritual rebirth, and communal rituals involving a sacred meal. However, Christianity's openness and its appeal to a wider audience, including women and the poor, stood in contrast to the exclusivity and secrecy of Mithraism. As Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire under Emperor Constantine, Mithraism was increasingly marginalized. Many Mithraea were abandoned, destroyed, or converted into Christian churches. The secretive nature of Mithraism and its association with the military may have further contributed to its decline, as the Roman Empire began to shift away from its militaristic foundations. By the 5th century, Mithraism had all but vanished, leaving behind only its underground temples and cryptic symbols as evidence of its once powerful influence. Today, the remnants of Mithraism continue to intrigue scholars and archaeologists, offering a glimpse into the spiritual lives of Roman soldiers, merchants, and officials.